Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are doing well. Yes, today we are in third session. I hope you guys already gone through with the first session and second session. People who are not possible to attend, yes, please go through with the recording. Recording already available in our YouTube channel. Please go through with that. So we just discuss the what is the data, the basic stuff. Okay, so please go through with that. And today we are in fourth session. Before going to start today's session, then let's go with the general stuff first, and then we'll start the session. Okay. Yep. So, already this is Lakshmi. I'm a data engineer trainer with Azure, and this batch started on 3rd June 2025. The batch number will be 490, and the timing will be 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. IST. And the fees, course fees, everything you already know, but yeah, let me inform that. One minute, let me charge. The course fees will be 14,160 rupees, Naira, and if it is in dollars, then $166. Okay, the duration will be 45 days. And coming to the general information, as I mentioned, sorry, this has to be rectified. First three sessions has to be free demo sessions, and first two sessions will be recording will be available in YouTube channel. We already uploaded that. We shared the links in our WhatsApp group. People who not yet join WhatsApp group, please join WhatsApp group. Because all the updates related to this course, yes, we are posting out there. Okay, and today recording is not going to be uploaded in YouTube channel. People who opted this course, yes, they are going to get the access. Okay, for our LMS. So LMS is a place where we are uploading all recording class notes. Okay, so people who are opting this course, yes, they are going to get the access for that. And parallelly, for tomorrow session, you will get the new Zoom link. So this link is not going to be work for tomorrow. Please go through with the payment process. Then you'll receive a mail with a new Zoom link and the access for LMS. Please go through with that. Otherwise, you guys are not able to join tomorrow session. Okay, so no batch shifting, no amount refund for session updates. Join our WhatsApp group. I already informed this. And if you have any questions, concerns related to payment or related to recording, related to note, if you are not able to access, whatever it is, okay, please connect our support team. So Logic Club support team will be available Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. IST. Okay, and you can connect, reach out them through mail or else mobile. Okay, there is a contact details. Please reach out them, then they will help you out. Okay, please follow our social media. So you'll get all the updates over there, not only for related to this course. So we are posting all the new courses, whatever is going to start, and we are posting their job related stuff and others, so on. Okay, please follow the social media. Then yes, you'll get all the updates over there. Cool. So before going to our concept. So today we are starting with the sequel, as I mentioned. So I have to consider non-IT people also here. So that's why we are starting with the basic sequel. Okay, people who already knows, please bear with us. And yes, we are starting with the sequel and then Python, PySpark, and ADB and ADF. Already yesterday I discussed about this. So what is the flow of the course? Correct. So yes. So anyone, maybe like, any questions, concerns, please raise your hands. We'll just go through the first questions based on like a previous sessions, like our first session and second session. If not, then we are good to start with the today's session. Yes, please raise your hands. I'll allow you guys to talk. And people who are new today, I'm just letting them know. So every day it will be fine, 5 to 10 minutes I'll allocate for the questions based on questions actually. If no questions, then fine, well and good, we can continue with our subject. Otherwise, I'll allocate our time based on the questions. Why? Because if you're keeping doubts and then I'm just going through with the my flow, then it is very difficult. You'll be stuck over there only. Okay, that's why let's get clarify the questions, concerns, whatever you have, and then we'll move forward. Okay, cool. I didn't see any hand raise here. I hope it is clear. And yes, let's start with our SQL class. Okay. So what is SQL? Yesterday we already talked, but yeah, let me introduce again. So what is SQL? SQL is a language which will help us to manage, which will help us to manage data and which will help us to contact with the databases, which will help us see. We need a language. Even if I want to talk with you guys, I need some language, correct? Otherwise, how I can talk with you guys? So that. So if you want to talk with a database, if you want to interact with a database, you need a language. So here we are using SQL. There are many languages. Yes, here we are using SQL. Okay. So SQL means it's a structured query language. It's a structured query language. And we are going to check data types in SQL, and we are going to check SQL commands. And 1 minute, let me pull one more slide here. Yesterday we talked about database, RDBMS and all the stuff, right? So let me pull that also before going to start with this. Yeah, because RDBMS concepts are very, very important. We should know. Got it. Give me a minute. I'll just get my slides over here. So we should know what is table, what is keys and all, no? That I have to introduce first. Give me a minute. I'll just add those slides over here. Okay, share this. Mm, Yes, sorry. Let me reshare my screen. Okay, so is it visible? Your chat box, I enable the chat box for you guys. You can chat. Yeah, enabled it. Yes, it's visible, right? So we know what is SQL. SQL is a language which will help us to interact with our systems. Okay, so before that, we talked about the database, RDBMS and all. So let's talk about the RDBMS first. What is RDBMS? RDBMS is a relational database management system, which will help us to, we're just storing data into RDBMS with the help of we talked about how the data comes before, how we used to store the data. Please, people who join newly today, please go through with the previous sessions. Okay, so we discussed about it. What is data? What is a database? How the these things comes up. Okay, so in RDBMS also we are storing data to the tables, correct? So in the form of columns and rows. What is a column? Column is going to be a header, which is like, for example, in orders table, if you see the order ID, order name, quantity, price. So these are all comes under columns. So records means the data which we are inserting into the table, that is called records. Okay, all modern database management systems like SQL, MySQL, IBM, DB2, there are many. It's not only one database. Okay, there are many relational database management systems are there. Like many in the sense it's representing by different companies. Okay, so MySQL servers, IBM, the IBM DB2, Oracle, MySQL, and Microsoft Access are based on RDBMS. Okay, so it is called Relational Database Management System, which is like a RDBMS because it's a based on relational model. We talked about it. So before they used to keep a data in one table and then they are fetching their data based on the requirement. So it's not a possible to maintain huge data in that scenario. Okay, that's why RDBMS got introduced and we are storing, we are just splitting one table data into multiple. One table data in the sense there is a business. For example, take Amazon. So Amazon is keeping all the data like a customer related, product related, and the store related, everything they are keeping into one table. Is it possible to manage? Certain times, yes. Certain data, yes, we can manage. If it is growing every day, then it is very difficult to manage. That's why RDBMS got introduced. And here, what we are doing, we are just splitting the tables into one table into multiple tables. And then we are giving a relationship between tables. Why we need a relationship? For example, you segregated tables into customer table, orders table, product table, like that. Okay, you want to know a customer what products he purchased. How you'll get to know? I need to relate that customer table into the a customer into orders table into product. Why we need product relation? Because we should know the what products he bought. Okay, we should know the what is the order ID, what is order amount, how much quantity he ordered. Correct. So for this, we need a relationship. Before the data is sitting in one table, it's not required to give a relation. Even there is no concept of relation also when you have a one table. But when you have a multiple tables in a database, then we have to give a relationship between the table based on certain keys. Okay. Yesterday we talked about RDBMS follow the ACID properties. So ACID properties also we talked about it. And we talked what is table. So what is table? I told you just now, I gave one example, right? ID, name, age, course. These are all comes under columns. So data will be stored in columns and rows. Okay, it looks like imagine there is an Excel sheet. So you have a rows and columns. Correct. So the data which is here, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the data. This is a data, means it's called rows. It's called rows records. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss much here because we already discussed this, what is table, how the data will store and all. Okay, just now we talked about a relationship based on the keys. What is meant by keys? How this will help? Keys are very important. Why? Because without keys, we can't give a relationship between the tables. Correct. They are used to establish and identify relation between tables. They also ensure that each record within a table can be uniquely identified by combination of one or more fields within the table. It means, so as we have a customer table and the order table. Okay. So let me take a notepad. So let's go with the, I'm very poor with the drawing. Please bear with me. So let me show my screen. So we have a customer table, and we have a orders table. Okay, so this is a customer table, customer, and this is a orders table. Okay, so we have a customer ID, customer name, ID, and customer name, and we have a address, phone number. Okay, so address. So these details we have here in customer table. Yeah. Okay, so in order table, we have our details like a order ID, quantity, product ID. It's not fixed, it should be not like this. Okay, there will be different names also. Product ID and amount. Okay, so this is how order date, and expected delivery date. Okay, so this expected delivery date. This is how we have a fields here. Okay, so maybe someone can help me here how I can link these two tables. Please raise your hands. People who have experience with the data, I think so they can answer here. Please raise your hands. How we can relate these two tables? Is it possible? Is it possible to relate? So here we have a customer ID. Yes, I see some hands here. Yes, Venkat, how are you? Venkat, you're allowed to talk. Please unmute yourself and talk. I'm not able to hear you if you're talking. Can you please check your headphones? Yes.
Now?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay.
How are you?
So there is no common thing between both tables. Like, they have an ID, but there's no customer ID in the order table.
Hmm.
So
So
can't relate that.
we can't relate it, right? So that's why
Right.
what we need here to relate these two tables.
We need the customer ID here
Where? In which table?
in the orders table.
Yes, you're correct. So we need a customer ID here. So customer ID here. If we have a customer ID here, then yes, we can relate these two tables based on customer ID and this customer ID. This is called keys. So customer ID in customer table is one key. Customer ID in order table is the another key. Okay. So without these keys, we can't get the details from orders table. We can fetch the data individually. Customer details, yes, we can fetch without key, and order table, yes, we can get it without key. If you are taking data only from from only single table, but when you want to relate those table, we need a key columns. Correct. So here, customer ID in customer table works in a different way of features. Let's talk about. So you guys got to know, right? What is a key? I hope it is clear. If not, please raise your hands. Thanks, Venkat, for the helping me here. Is it clear? If not, you can raise your hands. Okay, I hope key concept is clear. Okay, I'm providing this PPT with you guys. You can just make prepare your own notes. Okay, so the next slide, types of keys. We talked about here also customer key is a customer ID is a key. Here also customer ID is a key. but we have a different types of keys also. So those are candidate key, primary key, alternate key, composite key, foreign key. But in interviews, most of the time we'll get the interview question like a what is mean by primary key? What is mean by foreign key? How you'll generate the composite key. Okay, we'll focus concentration on these three keys. Okay, so primary key, foreign key, and composite key. In what scenarios we call it primary key? In what scenario we call it foreign key? What scenario we call it composite key? When we can go with that. Okay, let's talk about it. So customer ID in customer table, always it is going to be, for example, I'm a customer of Amazon. In Amazon database, I'm going to have a one line item in the sense one record with my name. Correct. Okay, like that, you guys also customer for Amazon. With your name also, there will be a one record in customer table. We are not going to have a duplicates. Okay, so with the customer ID, we'll have one record for one person. Okay, if you have a multiple accounts, it might be differ. Customer ID is going to be different. Okay, then so in customer table, customer ID is a primary key. How we are telling it's a primary key? What are all the features for a primary key? So primary key should be unique always. It shouldn't have a duplicates within that column. Okay, so customer ID always should be unique. Not only customer ID, any primary key. If you want to call that is a primary key, these features should be there. It should be unique. It shouldn't be null. Okay, it should be unique and it shouldn't be null. So these two features should be satisfied. Then we call that column is a primary key. Okay, so I hope it is clear. I'm going very slow because these concepts are very important. The basic is very, very important. Once you understand the basic, yes, we can speed up later. Okay, if you're catching up me, then yes, I'll speed up. Okay, so primary key means how we can say it is a primary key. The primary key is a column. A primary is a column where it is representing unique values and without null. Unique values without null. So that column is called primary key. Correct. So same customer ID we have in orders table. Why we are not calling it a primary key? We're calling as a foreign key. This is called foreign key. In order table, customer ID is a foreign key. Why we are calling same ID, same customer details will be there. Why we are saying it's a foreign key? Why? Because in orders table, we are going to be have a duplicates. Why? Because I'm a customer. I ordered something today. Okay, one record got added. I'm going to order something else again tomorrow. So again, that order is going to sit in order table. It means two records are going to add with my customer ID in order table. So primary key features are satisfying here? No, we are going to have a duplicates here. Correct. And this customer ID is referring from customer table. This customer ID is referring from customer table means, okay, this is the customer who is representing in customer table and he ordered these, so these are all product. This is the order ID, this is a quantity, that's how it will be. And within the day, for example, today I ordered in the morning, I ordered something, and even today afternoon or somewhere after 1 hour, I ordered one more item. I forgot to order within that, so I ordered one more item. So what is going to be happen? Again, one more record will get add with my customer ID in orders table. Okay, so what is meant by foreign key? So foreign key will accept duplicates and one null will be accepted. And what is the other one? It has to be refer whatever values we have in customer ID, the primary key. So those values it will accept. For example, we have a A, B, C, D in primary key. Okay, in primary key. We have a foreign key which is contained, which is going to accept the value A and B, C, B, something like that. Is it possible to, and is it allow me to enter E? No, it will throw error. Why? Because it is referring the primary key. Foreign key always refers the primary key. Whatever values we have in primary key, those values it will accept. It will accept null. Yes, it will accept one null. Okay. Now I think it is clear. Primary key and foreign key. Please raise your hands if you are not clear with this. Venkat, do you have a question? Still I see your hand raised, or it is for last one? Thank you. Yes, Haridadi.
Yeah. So, okay, my question is, you are saying it can allow one null, right? Means each,
Not one
how
null,
it,
it will allow nulls.
oh,
Not
it can
one null.
allow.
Yeah, it will allow
Oh.
nulls. Sorry for that.
So,
Yes.
okay, same key in parent table, it have the data, but child table, it no need to have the data, right?
No need
Means
to have data in the sense I'm not getting.
it can be the null, right? You mean to say
Yes,
that it
yes.
can have the row?
It can
Okay.
be null. Yeah. It will accept the nulls.
Oh, okay. But when you try to join the tables, right? That
Mm.
time when it is
Mm.
null, right? How you are going to the base keys, right? Mm, but parent
That's
table
what.
have the some value.
When you join the table, it will give, for example, I joined these two tables with the
Mm-hmm.
help of this
Mm-hmm.
primary key and foreign key. So A
Mm,
record will come twice.
mm,
Along with this, B
mm,
record also comes twice. C record
mm,
comes once. And anyways, this is not going to accept it. Okay.
mm,
So if you
mm,
do left join, it will give this
mm,
result. If you do right
mm,
join, what will happen? Null also will come, right? So that's why we
mhm.
have a types of joins here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. And I have another question. In the primary key, right? You have the multiple columns part of the primary key. And I want to update one column. Is it possible?
Update one column in the sense as a
Like,
primary key, you are going to use one column or
no, no, no. Like already you have the table data. Uh,
yes,
the
ID,
four
customer name,
columns is a
phone, address we have. Yes.
yeah, yeah, four columns is a part of primary key. It can, right?
No, 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 no. It's not. See, name can be anything. For example, my name is Lakshmi.
Mm-hmm.
There will be one more Lakshmi, right? How come this
Mm-hmm.
customer name is going to part of primary key?
So in the table, at the any time we can have only one primary key, or we can have the
It's not
multiple
like
primary.
that. It's not like that. We can have, for example, phone number. Phone number also act like a primary key, correct?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
always unique. Email, email address. Email address also, it depends on scenarios. It's not like always ID should act as a primary key.
Okay.
Okay.
Suppose if you have the customer table, ma'am,
Mm,
ID and you have the phone number, both are part of primary key. If I
mm,
change the phone number, right,
mm, mm.
that time can I able to update?
It will get update automatically. See, for example, you are using based on a customer ID, it will get update. There will be a
Mhm.
update commands on that. So there should be a key where it is going to represent the unique. Okay. So same phone number, you have a multiple. Is it possible to have same phone number uh, for multiple users? It's not at all
No.
allowed, right?
Mhm.
Okay. For
Yeah.
example, I'm a customer. So I change my mobile number. On what basis I can update my phone number in my customer table?
The ID
Either
and
hmm, I have to use a ID. ID equals to this, update this phone number. Or else phone number equals to this, then replace this. Something like that I can go. Right? Yeah.
See,
So,
okay, yeah.
Yes, please.
Means if the phone number is a part of the primary key, still we can able to update. If it is not the part
Yes,
of
we
primary
can.
key,
It's not that
okay.
update is not going to be stop you when you are using primary key. It just you're just replacing the value, right? With a new number.
Okay.
Okay. Is it clear or still you have a question?
Yeah, I am working on DB2. I tried to update on the primary key column, but it not allowed me. So I was wondering, probably it depends on database. Probably I don't know.
Huh.
Might be that's how they define. I don't know.
Huh. So it's depends again. See, we are using here customer ID. Once we started with the DML commands, you can see. Okay, we'll check
Okay,
this.
okay, got
Don't worry about it.
Mm.
Any questions, concerns? Okay, cool. I hope it is clear. Primary key, foreign key concept. So let's move into next composite key. Okay, I'll give these notes. Keep it for the reference. Okay, for other keys, it's not mandatory to know other keys, but yeah, good to know. If you want to learn, yes, please go through with the note. Okay. So composite key. How this composite key will works in some scenarios. Okay. So it is possible in some tables that no one column can act as a primary key. So what scenario we go with this? So we have a table. Okay. In that table, we don't have a primary key. So we don't have a primary key in the sense the column which is not going to act as a primary key means there is no unique values, there is no not null value within the column. So every column have a duplicate, every column have a null. Okay. In this scenario, we go for composite key. So how this composite key will generate with the combination of multiple, more than one column, with the combination of more than one column. Okay, so we are going to generate a new key column with the help of multiple columns. That is called composite key. Okay, just added here one example. Let's go with that. So we have a country type column, SKU, brand name, category, sales. Okay, so we have a table here which is contain country. So country table can work as a primary key here. No, right. So for example, Amazon, take Amazon. Why I'm using Amazon is it's like a we are a regular user for that, no? So usually we can understand how this works and all. So that's why I'm using Amazon. Okay. So Amazon is there in India, in other countries also. Correct. Which is container their products, like a different products it has. So same products can be in other countries. So same products can be in a within the country. Like, Italy have a this SKU means this is the product SKU which is contained in Italy. So same SKU can be used in a other countries also. Correct. Same product SKU. So in this scenario, so country is not going to be act as a primary key and SKU also is not going to be act as a primary key because we already have a duplicates here. And brand name, is it possible? No. So category anyway sales, we are not going to consider here. So in this scenario, what we can do now, if you combine two columns, okay, if you combine two columns, you got it, no? If you combine two columns, combined in the sense, Italy BD001L, that's how the value will come. If you concatenate these two columns, Nigeria BD001L, Ghana ST521L. So that's how the values will come. In that case, automatically the column is going to contain unique value. Okay, so Italy have this one. Again, Italy might have this SKU also ST521L. In that case, the country is going to be have a duplicate. Correct. So SKU also is going to have a duplicate. If you go with the combination of country and SKU, will get the unique value. I hope it is clear. So that is called composite key. I hope it is clear. Please raise your hand if it is not clear. Okay, so I don't see any hand raise here. I hope it is clear. So when you are working, so in a table, within a table, if we don't have a primary key, we go with a composite key. What is meant by composite key? What is meant by composite key? With a combination of two columns, if we generate a primary key, that is called composite key. Okay. And the next one is foreign key we already discussed. So if we talk about here, so I just took the example of teacher and department table here. So teacher ID, and you can see here age and then their name, department code, department name, contact. Without relation, we can't get the information. For example, teachers table can't get the department information if we don't have a foreign key and primary key relationship. Okay, so if we have a relation with a primary key and foreign key, then we can get the details from different tables, okay, with the help of joins. Okay, so now let's talk about the relationship. So we already talked relationship as a link data from individual tables to increase the usefulness of the database. Okay, so there is a tables like as we talked about it, customer table, order table. Let me add a few more tables here. So which is like a product, and let me add a this is a product table. Okay, and let me add some values here. Product ID, product name, category, and price, product price. Okay, so how we can link these two tables? So we have a customer table, we have an order table, and we have a product table. We got to know that with the help of customer ID, we just link these two tables to get the order information of a customer. Okay, so each customer wise will get the order details. What are all the orders the customer placed? That's what we are going to get. Correct. So here, okay, we are good with the order details. So what is the order ID? What is the quantity they order? What is the amount it is and the order date? Everything we can get it. So we have a product ID here. That product ID also we can get it. So product ID usually could be like a number something or else combination of number and characters. Correct. Is it possible to understand with the help of product ID? It's not possible. It's difficult to understand. Correct. People who works with the completely with the product details, no, then they can recognize at least. But for us, it's very difficult to recognize that. So that's why what we have a product ID and we have a product ID in product table. If we link these two tables, with the help of product ID, then we'll get to know the product name and which category it is and what is the price of that product. So if you do quantity into price, then automatically we'll get the total amount. Correct. So that's how we can get the details from different tables. How this is possible? With the help of relationship. This is called a relationship. If you want to get a more details and more meaningful data, then we need a relationship between the tables. Okay, so product ID works as a primary key here, and foreign key is a order table product ID. Okay, I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. So how we are setting up relation also we got to know. So why we need this relationship, how we are setting up, on what basis. Okay, just now we talked about. I hope it is clear, and let's move into the next concept. So these relationships are, there is a cardinality. There is a cardinality. What is meant by cardinality? So cardinality means, okay, we are giving a relationship between these two tables. How this relationship is happening, how it is mapping. Is it one to one? Is it one to one? Is it one to many? Or is it many to many? That is called cardinality. Okay, these are all modeling concepts. Okay, these are all modeling concepts. So if we take this example, primary and foreign key example, so we have a one record here, and if you link this with this, so how many times we are linking this? It is fetching two records. It means one to many. It means what it means? One to many. This is called one to many. Star means many. Okay. So star means many. So if you have a customer ID here, and some scenarios we work with a one to one also. One to one in the sense, so we have a B and C, and in this table also we are going to have A and B, C. Okay, we don't have any duplicates. Both are acting as a primary key here. So in these scenarios, we call it one to one relationship. One to one relationship. Okay, what we call it? It is called one to one relationship. One to one. Okay, so we have another table which is contain A, and B, C, B, like this. And same thing we have here also. Here also A twice, we have three times, we have then B, we have C, we have in C, B, and E we have. Okay, this is how we have. So in this case, what is the primary key here? So we don't have a primary key concept here. So we both are working as a, both are have a duplicates. So some scenarios we might go with this relation also, but it's better to be avoid this relationship, this cardinality. See here, A once it is tagged, and this A again tagged with this. So we'll get the, again this will tag with this, and again this will tag with this. And one more A it will take, and it will tag again this, and again this. So how many times we'll receive the A? 6 times. No, there is a one more A, no? Huh. Okay, this is called many to many relationship. This is called many to many relationship. I added 2 stars here. Okay, this is called many to many relationship. These are all the cardinalities we have. One to many to one. One to one, and many to many. Is it clear? Any questions, concerns, please raise your hands about cardinality. Yes, Harireddy.
So which situation use the many to many?
Many to many relationship, for example, I am a student. Okay, so I am a
Mm-hmm.
student, and we have a logic lab technologies, correct? So
Mm.
as a student, I I opted course with a data engineer.
Mhm.
Okay. And again, I opted Python.
Mhm.
Okay. And I opted the other course, like something else.
Mhm.
In these scenarios, what is the cardinality?
Okay, many to many. Okay.
Okay. So that's how it will be. Or else you can take a teacher. Okay. Teacher can be teach multiple languages, like I mean, multiple subjects. So
Mhm.
teacher ID, subject ID, teacher ID, subject ID. So how many times it is going to be repeat? Many to many, right? For example,
Mhm.
there is a teacher. She opted she'll teach math and science.
Mhm.
Okay, so twice it will be teacher ID and subject, teacher ID and subject. Twice it will be there, right?
Okay,
So that's how.
got it.
But many to many relationship mostly will avoid if we are not going to find any primary key or composite key. Then in such a scenarios we go with a many to many relationship. So sometimes what we do know, we'll create some bridge tables in the sense which is going to be, for example, teacher ID I said. So teacher ID we are picking and keeping into separate table, and we are using the teacher ID table as a bridge between these two tables to make a one to many relationship. So we can understand, okay? This is just basic introductions on all, okay? Once we started working with the data, we can understand. Is it clear, Reddy?
Yes, Lakshmi.
Yep, thank you. Any questions, concerns? Cool. So, and we have a data types concept here. So we talked about what is a table, what is a column, what is a field, what is a relationship, what are all the keys we have to give a relationship. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the data types. Now we're going to talk about the data types. Why we need the data types? Why? Because we are entering data into tables are a structured data or unstructured data. It's a structured data, correct? And it has a specific data types also allocated. For example, we have a customer ID. Customer ID can be combination, sometimes combination of characters and numbers. Okay, in that case, we go with the varchar. Varchar is a one type of data type and varchar. Okay, so number is a one type of data type. Means if you say this column is a number data types, means it will accept only numbers. While you are creating a table, while you are creating a table, you are adding all the columns and you are giving this column is a number data type. This column is a character data type. This column is a binary. This column is a whatever it is, time, date. Okay. So that's how we are telling to the system. This has to be accept these values only. Okay. Based on the data types, the system will accept when you are inserting data into database, into table. Okay. So with the number, we have a different types of things. So bit, tenant, sorry, tenant, small int, decimal, numeric, float, real. These things will accept it. And date and times comes date, time, timestamp, year, month, quarter. Those are all things also there. But yeah, here it will include the date itself. Year, quarter, month, week, day, everything will come within that. Okay, character or string. So it will accept the char, varchar max, and text. Unicode character, nchar, nvarchar, nvchar, and text. So basically, we use date time, timestamp we use, and nvarchar we use, and date and time. Yes, it depends. Sometimes timestamps also will capture. Most of the time, like, when you are tracking time also. In that case, we go with the timestamp, daytime. Okay. So when you're just checking the date, the specific date, then we go with the only date. It depends on scenarios we use. Okay. How we can use this thing, how we are telling system when, like, while creating a table, we are telling that, okay, this column is this column is this. So that's how we are defining. That I'll show you how we are creating a tables. Okay. In tomorrow session. We have 5 minutes now, sorry, 4 minutes. Any questions, concerns, please raise your hands. And this is the last demo session. This is the last demo session. Please go through with the process, and people who opted this course, they'll receive the new Zoom link and access for the LMS. Access for the LMS. Please go through with that. And yes, tomorrow this Zoom link is not going to work. The link which is going to shared by support team, use that one for tomorrow. Okay. And one more thing I have to include here, one of my colleague. Okay, one of my colleague. I think so last year or previous year. I'm not sure exactly. Colleague in the sense, just I met her in office. Okay, so she usually work with the operations team and all. She's trying to learn data engineer. Okay, she explained me that like she did a lot of like she inquired with a lot of institutes. Okay, actually I'm talking about the Bangalore location. Okay, so she inquired with a lot of institutes about the data engineer course. She not at all fine because it's a combination of multiple technologies, so SQL, Python, and the area of ADB. There are many, correct? So Azure admin, yes, she is getting. DevOps, yes, she is getting, but not for the data engineer. So after hearing this scenario, we thought, okay, let's introduce in logic lab technologies. And even finally, she got one trainer who gave her personal training. How much he's charging, do you know? Any guess? Use chat box. Let me stop recording.